Yeah, we're going to bring Frederika in as well. Do stay there. Frederika, good morning.
Good morning, Nikki.
Where do you come from originally?
Well, I'm actually Italian and German. I know I don't sound like it. I sound like I'm from Yorkshire. But I've lived here for about 25 years now. And before that, I grew up in Luxembourg at the heart of the EU. So I feel thoroughly European.
You do? So what do you think about all this and the future of those people who have come here under the agreement that you can come and work and live under if you're from a foreign EU nation?
Well, I feel devastated, really. On a personal level, I came over here under that agreement. I studied in the UK. I met my husband and I built a life here. And I have two daughters who are now nearly adult, and they are British, Italian and German. And on a sort of overall level, I'm really concerned about what this means in terms of the teachers that we have over here, the investment in medical research, for example, as well as sort of the overall economic impact, not just on the UK, but Europe overall, as well as the potential impact on peace in Europe as well.
There is also the point about jobs. Gordon Brown had the phrase a few years ago. It's a very... some people think it's an inflammatory phrase, but he had this when he said British jobs for British workers, and there's a bit of that now, isn't there? And I suppose you could argue that because of wage levels being brought down, it is argued that some British people are being squeezed out of work because of migrant labour.
I think there needs to be an intelligent debate about migration, and that's not just a UK problem, that's overall across Europe. But that doesn't mean that you need to throw the baby out with the bathwater. There are things that could be looked at and that could be improved without actually having to completely exit the EU. And in any case, I don't think migration is suddenly going to disappear out of this country just because we're leaving the EU. There is a very stark reality that we don't have enough scientists, we don't have enough doctors, for example, and we do need to import those. And whether we import those from EU countries or non-EU countries, the NHS very strongly relies on bringing in doctors and nurses from abroad, for example.
How often do you go into a bar?